Welcome to Konkon's Cantina. Grab a drink, sit back, and relax.
Too much. I should have done that.
What is up, everybody? It is your boy. It's Konkon. Back at it again. That might be the longest I've ever let the music play.
I know. I just started dancing. I didn't know what to do.
I was letting it ride. I didn't know what to do with my hands. I didn't know. I didn't know.
We back.
We are back.
We
Now.
pre-drinked back.
Oh gosh, yeah, yeah. We.
It's been a rough day.
This might be the pre-game episode.
Yeah.
It's like, speaking of pre-game, shout outs to the Bucks. The Bucks won.
Oh my God.
The Bucks are going to the Super Bowl. First time in NFL history.
That's my favorite baseball team.
Stop. First time in NFL history, a Super Bowl team is playing at their home stadium for Super Bowl. First time ever.
Exciting.
That's a huge deal.
Yeah, it is.
Now, for the mere price of
Last time they played at Tampa Bay for the Super Bowl, it was the Ravens, and the Ravens won. I remember that
think so.
because
The Raiders?
Ravens, Baltimore Ravens. My
Really?
family's- yeah.
Yeah.
Family's from Baltimore, and it
Joe
was
Flacco.
a city close to us, so I just remember that.
I don't remember that.
Early
It seems
2000s,
weird for it to come
like
all the way back to.
2003-ish.
It seems weird for it to come all the way back to Tampa again.
Well, they only choose mostly southern states or domed northern stadiums.
Yeah.
Oh,
for
true,
weather.
true.
Snow.
Yeah. No,
Snow
that
and
makes sense.
stuff.
They don't want that.
Yeah, time of year. No,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I'm your boy. It's Konkon. Sitting across from me.
Number
of
one
course.
football fan, Jay Breezy.
And baseball, apparently. And, of course...
Ken Griffey Jr., he's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Sure, you got it. The casual kid, a.k.a. Jordan.
Guys, this week, I'm Han Solo, you're Luke Skywalker. Before we get into the housekeeping, we are going to be berating each other on who we insultingly think is going to be...
Hold on. First of all, so I had the idea to change this whole concept of who we identify with to like we call out who the other person is to us. Apparently, Connor it's a giant insult.
And by the way,
T minus Jabba the Hutt incoming.
That's not here.
Oh shit!
and who
Listen, he appreciated that.
That's a spoiler.
and who took notes for this? By the way,
I did.
Did either?
Oh, I have notes.
You have notes?
Oh, yeah.
I have notes.
I have 0 notes, so this is going to be a lot of fun.
Justin earlier goes, listen, I identify as Mon Mothma, and I ran with it. The haircut is exactly the same,
We are.
let's be honest. And also,
I have the
when,
same dress.
when Justin is your employer, you apparently die and or get fired. So,
Shout out to me today.
Oh my God.
Firing people left and right.
housekeeping, of course. The following social media platforms at It's Konkon. YouTube. The YouTube is where we post our videos first, Sunday. If you're not watching, now we look.
Okay.
Watching us idiots, whoever it may be, for an hour, sometimes 2.5 hours, I understand,
Sometimes 3 hours and 34 minutes.
can be a time investment. But be sure to check the Facebook.
Listen, how much are you scrolling through TikTok? Let's just throw some time to your boys.
Look, girls, guys want to see the butt shaking on TikTok.
Oh my God.
Let's be real.
I don't have TikTok installed on my phone.
Me neither.
Okay. Well, luckily we don't have a TikTok, which
So-
we're probably missing out on TikTok because actually my TikTok is doing very well.
Much
Surprising.
butt shaking going on your channel.
A lot of butt shaking. Anyway, social media, of course, YouTube, where we release our episodes on Sunday, Facebook, the Facebook group, Instagram, where we are most active. If you would like to work with us and this podcast, please email us at konkonscantina@gmail.com. Discord. If you follow the Linktree link in all of the above mentioned Facebook, social media, all that stuff, you will find the actual invite link to the Discord group. Some of our channels, that is where we have our Cantina of Heroes spoiler channel, where we are talking about Wandavision currently. Upcoming, we have Falcon. Some of our other channels, of course, we have like a food channel.
Yep.
You're wearing my glasses now.
Yes.
We have a pet channel. We have the Star Wars general thread. And, of course, Patreon.
Hit up our link tree because it has everything.
Yes.
The simplest way to say is our link tree has the clicks to go to every form of media that we have.
You know
It's
what
the
else?
easiest thing to hit.
You know what else our link tree has now?
What's that?
It has a link to our merch.
Oh, that was like,
Oh yeah.
are you playing us out?
So the merch is coming. Now, the Patreon, we're going to get to the Patreon here in a second. Patreon got a sneak peek today of all the merch we have coming
Yep.
out.
3 shirts on our
yes.
initial order.
Hats,
On the initial order.
proper stickers.
Bumper stickers,
Yes.
full 4x7 bumper stickers.
Yeah, real bumper stickers. The nice thing about the shirts is it isn't like Konkon's Cantina forward. These are a Galaxy Far, Far Away inspired shirts. You'll very much appreciate the designs. They're tri-blend. Shout outs to Blake for McCarthy for helping McCarthy.
Yes.
Thank you, McCarthy, for helping us with this. Very, very nice shirts. Me and Justin are huge t-shirt people, so like we don't just they're not crap t-shirts.
We do have a full-on Konkon's Cantina podcast shirt.
Yes, we do.
And it's going to be also sold at a little bit cheaper of a price because
Much
this is
cheaper.
going to be
Yeah.
just a way to support the show if you
Yeah.
like the show. And it's still a cool logo. We spent some time getting it designed and
Yeah.
whatnot. But it's going to be all like you were saying, tri-blend shirts, comfy, soft. They're not going to be the cheap Gildans that you get at a shot at you at a t-shirt can at a Magic game
Yeah,
that
exactly.
immediately go to crap when you watch
Disintegrate.
them.
Yeah. How you can support this podcast. We go through this every week. We have to tell you again.
Buy
Once
our
again,
shirts.
Yeah, buy our shirts. Share and like. We are mostly discovered through word of mouth. Apple podcast algorithm is someone you don't want to deal with. It's very, very difficult. So sharing this with your friends, mention it. We actually have a new listener. Devin shared the podcast with somebody. We're actually in the process of getting him on the show. He's listened to a ton of episodes. Super, fan. Wants to come on, which is super cool.
Super
So
fan. Definitely wants
super
our
fan.
autographs.
I mean, can you blame him?
Headshots
Really?
incoming. $25
Completely
per signed
signed.
headshot.
Yeah, listen. And of course, if you would like to show additional support, not only do we have the merch, but we have the Patreon. On our Patreon, starting at the $3 tier, that gives you access to the Cantina listening post. That also gives you access to the exclusive episodes that we have posted up there. Right now,
Our
we have
first episode is up there, and we are literally getting texts left and right
It's a
about,
doozy.
Yeah.
about this episode.
It was
It's
so
a
much
doozy.
fun.
It is everything you like about the show, and then imagine it going way off the rails for 3.5 hours and
Yeah.
drinks in our hands.
Yeah, it is
Oh my
crazy.
God.
And spoiler, this isn't actually on the episode, but I made somebody eat dog food.
Yeah. What you?
Okay, well,
You.
you got me first.
Yes.
Yeah.
I ate dog food.
You added to the
That was
later.
such a
You're
great
supposed to
moment.
be like playing it cool. You're like, you don't say that. I ate the dog food too.
Oh my
It was
God.
worth it. Okay. Of course, rate this podcast, guys. Please. 5 stars, if you will. That is what we seek. We just got our first 1-star rating.
Yes.
We knew that it would
Ooh.
happen.
Thank you.
So shout outs to you. Officially have made it when you have a hater.
Yeah.
I listen. Whoever you are, I applaud you. I've hated. Everybody's done it. You're not alone. Listen, whatever you have going on in life, let me assure you, I've got things that I hate just as much as you. Titty streamers on freaking Twitch. Like, I mean, the list goes on and on. But hating our podcast, thank you. It really is. It's kind of like a badge of honor. You finally get that 1 star. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
You get the dislikes on YouTube. It's the way of the game. And I mean, this is anybody for trying to create a brand.
Hey, that means that's an organic listener, whether they liked it
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah.
That's an organic
True.
listener.
Yeah. And spoiler alert.
Or it's
we-
one of our horrible friends. That did it.
well, I mean, that might be a possibility too. Spoiler alert, we still have enough positive ratings where we still have a 5.0, so
Nice.
joke's on you. Anyway.
You're literally inviting all.
Yeah, it's true. Don't do it. I regret what I said. I regret everything.
Eat your dog food.
Before we get into everything, the agenda of this episode is apparently I will be insulting people with who I think that you are the most with Star Wars. We originally spun this as a like who you identify with most, and I still have some thoughts on who I identify with most.
Yes,
but
we all know, like, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo.
first of all, forget Luke. I'm not some whiny kid on a farm.
Did you or
Like,
did you not say Han Solo immediately when you said who do we identify with? You're like, I'm probably like Han Solo.
I mean, come on, like, let's be real. I'm the most Han Solo guy you guys know.
The worst.
Come on. I'm just I thought my rugged good looks would have given it away.
no.
God.
You know?
Still waiting for those to hit.
Listen, I'll be young forever. Or die young. Either way, I'm sold.
Oh my God.
Either way.
We just figured it would be more interesting to tell each of us
Yeah.
who we think they are.
Yeah.
When I tell you, you're gonna be happy
If it's-
and impressed.
If it's not Salacious Crumb.
It's not. It's not. But I have somebody that is a Salacious Crumb. But
Yes.
we're not going to talk about that.
Oh my God.
And then, of course, we are going to get into our Cantina of Heroes. And we have, I have a little bit of Star Wars news. It's not much. I'll probably throw that in before we get into the Cantina of
Yeah.
Heroes, where
Yeah.
we're talking about episode 3 of WandaVision. But look, we are a Cantina podcast. So we're going to go into the Cantina right now.
Welcome to Konkon's Cantina. What are you having? But remember, no droids.
Let's talk about vices.
Whether you call it scraping the bottom of the barrel or
what?
somehow rising to the top,
We out here.
we are drinking. You know what?
This is a new thing that we both came to realize, that each of us has had like a vice, like you shouldn't like this, but you love this.
Why shouldn't you like it?
It's not quality. It's just like,
But what about, okay, when you say it, first of all, we're talking about
if
Bud
you
Light
can watch
Platinum.
the video, you see we have
Yeah,
these
let me switch the camera. So
very
we got it.
Cam.
sapphire blue, translucent, like very vibrant 6.0 Bud Light Platinum, brewed for the nights, because the nights are for the boys.
The nights are for the boys. Listen, so when you say it's not quality, about this makes you say it's not quality?
I feel like there's something about it, like where they just gimmicky up to the percentage, and it has like a weird. The best way to describe it for me is a sweet flavor.
But alcohol does that. Alcohol is sweet.
Right.
Yeah.
But you drink like a lot of other beers that are a 6.0 or higher, and they're not necessarily sweet.
But I would say that Belgium quads and triples are sweet because of their alcohol content.
They're more malty.
Yeah.
But Bud Light Platinums are a love affair that I have had for many years now.
Let me tell you about the love affair for me where it started. Trent doesn't listen to the podcast, which is fine. Trent is not a podcaster. He doesn't.
He's a cheese toastman.
He is a cheese toastman. He is the cheesiest of toastmen. That's a whole nother thing. Me and Trent were roommates before I got married, and Trent loved Bud Light Platinum. And same kind of thing. I'm like, this is disgusting. This isn't good.
The bottle is off-putting immediately. If you saw that bottle and you didn't taste it, you're like, I am
Look
not
at this
drinking.
like Aztec.
It
Logo.
It legitimately looks like more like an energy drink more than it does actual beer.
Looks like I'm drinking
Reminds me of, like,
1980s
Ball's
beach
Energy.
glass.
The thing that's nice, and we kind of talked about this when we came back from camping, is I brought these camping, and the percentage is there. They're easy to drink.
Inexpensive for like the
very,
percentage.
Very inexpensive for the percentage. For me, this is a 6 out of 10 all day. Because 6 out of 10 Mandos are going to like this. And then
Yeah.
honestly, the other 4 are going to say they don't like it, but they drink it anyway.
I think a 6 out of 10 is a solid score for this.
Yeah.
I think that like this isn't something I'd bring to a party. Like, hey, here's some beer.
Yeah.
This is something like what we're doing. Like, it's just like you and your boys hanging out, and it's cheap, inexpensive, easy to grab,
Yep.
and they get the job done. You don't need to drink 4% beers where you're bloated and gassy to enjoy them.
The cost to alcohol ratio cannot be ignored.
Yep.
Most beers are 4.5, 3.8, 5%. This is a solid 6%. And they just came out with Bud Light Platinum.
Seltzers.
Thank you. Seltzers.
I thought you were being dramatic. I was
No.
like,
No, I actually kind of had a stroke just now. They came out with Bud Light Platinum Seltzers. 9%.
Ooh.
oh man.
Dang.
Yeah.
9% seltzer.
Vodka.
That's how you die in an above ground pool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Jordan, what are you drinking?
I am drinking. I'm drinking a cocktail I made from Jameson Cold Brew. Don't know the percentage off of hand or anything like that. It is a limited edition. Really good whiskey. I would say it still has a little bit too much sweetness for my taste. But what I did was I made a cocktail with this and also put in some almond milk because I dairy and alcohol don't mix with me very well. Added a little bit of simple syrup, simple sugar, and makes a great cocktail. The actual whiskey itself, probably only about a 5. You know, I
don't think it is definitely not something I could drink straight on its own.
No, you have to have it with ice. You have to have it with something.
Yes, the only Jameson.
It just doesn't have the right flavor if you don't have that. And yeah, it's that artificial coffee flavor that's in there that gets me. But it does have actual caffeine in there. So you get a little buzz and a little bit of a pickup from it. So the whiskey is only about a 5. With the drink, it barely gets back up to a 6. So
we're shooting 6s.
Yep, shooting 6s. It's sad that my mixed cocktail still only gets to about a Bud Light Platinum range, but I'll take it.
This is the only Jameson that I think I have ever felt the need that you cannot sip on it.
No.
Even straight or with the 1 cube or something.
No. You need a full glass of ice and maybe a shot or 2 of it. Stir it around, get it real cold.
It's definitely good in a cocktail.
Oh yeah. No. This is good. It's just disappointing that the whiskey itself, for it being a cold brew coffee, it's just missing something.
Agreed.
Now,
All right. Everybody put your hater blockers on.
Everyone put your hater blockers on. Jordan, you might need the bigger hater blockers. Okay. Actually, no, that's not true.
Yeah,
it's actually Justin.
Being
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. I love being mean.
Being the more casual fan, you're going to say, I think you are blah, blah, blah. I'm like, who the crap is that?
I got a good one. Nothing I did was super deep cut because a lot of things are personal but in a good way. So I'll just right off the rip. Justin, you are Watto.
I put Watto for me.
Yeah, you are Watto.
Nice.
Nobody else has it too.
Here's the thing. Okay, listeners.
Nobody knows.
Here's the thing. I don't know how, but you know the episode of The Office where Dwight, they have the office yard sale, and Dwight goes, "I will trade up with this paperclip for the best thing here."
Yes,
that is Justin. Justin literally traded like a skateboard for a motorcycle like a month ago.
I traded a mountain bike for a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Justin,
I've also traded a PS4 for a motorcycle through a chain of events.
And then you
never
traded,
spending a dime.
And then you traded that motorcycle for a Miata.
Yes, that is true.
The weirdest thing is, like, for people who are listening that are in TikToks, a huge TikTok trend has been trading, the trading game.
Oh my God, I'm missing out.
You seriously are. I will take a bag of sand and trade it for a house. And they will show you the chain of events that take them from a bag of sand to getting this house, right? That is...
I can beat this hack.
You were doing that before it was cool. You had the T14 hyperdrive. You promised them that. And nobody else had it. And guess what else didn't work? Republic credits.
No.
Because Republic credits weren't real. At this point, I'm just quoting Phantom Menace to extend this point that I'm trying to make. But seriously, Justin somehow can go on Facebook Marketplace.
Craigslist before that.
Before that.
OG.
It's like, even so you just bought a camera. You got a very you upgraded your DSLR. You got a Sony 6000 series.
Went alpha mirrorless.
You did. And even on eBay, you got a ridiculous price.
It's all about making offers.
Like, Justin just somehow always comes out on top with the deals. It's like, you know how you trade something, you meet somebody at your local Publix, you meet somebody at your local grocery store and you trade, and then you leave and you're like, man, I shouldn't have done that. The person leaving is Justin.
Me.
Every
yes.
time.
Okay. I will tell you the secret.
Okay.
The secret is you put everything else in your life on hold the second somebody says yes. Like, you literally drop what you're doing.
You don't give them a second to think
okay,
about
on my
it.
way.
It's kind of like how I almost traded that pistol for that 3070.
Yeah.
Almost. I was very, very close.
Ooh, yeah, that would have been a bad deal.
For them, not for me.
Yeah.
It was a cheap pistol.
Oh,
But
okay.
that's the point. I literally put my life in a line of events where I was in their city, so they couldn't say no. And anyway, they didn't say no. They ghosted me. But that's a whole other thing.
Don't bring up the 3070 search.
Yeah. You are Watto. So that's your
I'll
first
accept it.
one.
Okay.
That's your first one. Okay.
I'll give you one back.
Okay.
Episode 1.
I'm so scared.
Do you recognize the name Fodes and Mead?
Foes and mead.
Fodes and Bead.
Foes and mead.
Fode is the part of the two-headed alien.
Yes!
That is announcing
I love it
the
already.
pod racing scene.
I love it already.
Fode, who is played by none other than Greg Proops.
Yes. Yes.
I don't care
Bulma
what
takes
universe.
lead.
I don't care what universe you're from. That's gotta hurt.
Dude, I'm
Like literally, this is Connor. He's always on. Always on. He's
God.
always announcing.
Yep.
That is like literally. I was like, oh my god, this is him. Like this is like. There's no off switch. It's just like on.
I did not come prepared for this segment.
I love that, like, I need Miguel to speak Spanish after every time I say something in English, so
he's
Miguel
like,
can be
he's
the
the other
second
part of
head.
your head.
Yeah. Sabulba takes lead. Oh, come the donga. You know,
Yeah.
the dude right next to him. Yeah, that's what I need. That would be, yeah.
God.
That was.
I accept it. Full send.
I like it,
Yo, he's hype. Ben Quagenero is stuck on the tarmac. Like, yeah, it's
dude. It is you
I'll take it.
commenting crazy.
I'll take it. Jordan, do you have anything at the moment?
I have-
Even if you have the relation to yourself.
No, I do not have the relation to myself. But I will say, from knowing Connor for a little while, I will say that
A little while.
you you have the
We've known each other for,
personality.
like, years.
You have the personality of an angry, determined Anakin Skywalker. You deal in absolutes all the time.
I do.
Okay, I
And-
can see that. You know what? This is way too good of a character to give to him, but I can see.
You're telling me I'm going to get Han Solo
literally-
and Anakin Skywalker.
You're giving yourself Han Solo.
kind
That doesn't
of-
count.
All right, you're kind of the chosen one.
Listen,
You're like,
dang
it.
But
I
you,
killed him.
You have
And
that.
not just the men, but the women. And the children, too. And then my wife was like, marry me.
Yeah.
You done it.
Well, listen.
Yeah, you have that passion and
I
that
do.
absolution.
Yes.
That is Anakin Skywalker. You know, so that is you.
All right,
It's
somebody
like-
say something nice about me now.
It's like when
I'll get to you.
when I introduce somebody to new music. I have brought peace, security, and justice to my new empire. It's like every time. Like, yeah, I do that. I mean, and that's something that I actually have been trying to work on as opposed to it was a lot worse when
Controlling
I was
your
younger.
dark side.
Yeah. And what I mean by that is there's a difference between, like, you're on one side of the fence where whether it's like you think you're right or even it's something that you're passionate about, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, deterring the other person to being stupid because of their idea.
Okay.
Which is something that I've tried to get away from a long time. Like, that is something
People can have different opinions without one being right or wrong. They're just
Yeah.
opinions.
and it's empathy, right? Like, empathy is
Yeah.
how you're getting past that thing. You're putting yourself in somebody else's shoes to
Yeah.
understand their side of it. You know, that's something that I try to work on every day. And you know, a lot of where that kind of stuff comes from is, you know, it's always upbringing, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so didn't grow up with a ton of money, you know, literally have had a job since I was 14 years old. I mean, literally not even a joke. So, you know, like the things that I have and the things that I've done, you know, are support obviously of family members and friends too, but you know, a lot because of me, because you know,
had to.
I
you
had
had to learn to behavior.
It's a
survival
sinker
skill.
Yeah, it's a sink or swim,
Yeah.
and I'm not a sinking type of person. So
Yes.
yeah, I
Stubborn.
Yeah.
Stubborn,
Thanks.
but not,
Yeah.
not in a
a
bad
good
way.
way.
Like I
Determined.
I call myself stubborn, but it's not a negative thing for me.
No.
Yeah.
You don't
My
give
other
up.
one for you, because this is kind of on the same path,
Okay.
is Lando. Because I
Hello,
never know.
what have we here?
Not because of the suave and debonair part.
Son
Let's
of
just
a
get-
Come on!
It's because I never know if you're going to betray me or not.
Listen,
What? No.
I don't know if you're gonna come in and you're gonna be on my side, and you're gonna be cutting off my goddamn mic,
dude.
You're either cutting off my mic.
When have I ever not been on your side?
Oh my god.
When have I? When have I ever not been on your side?
What's the name of that show?
Dexter sucks.
Dexter.
Oh
Dexter
my God.
does not suck.
Oh my god.
That was more of a joke. That
Well,
wasn't serious.
well, going.
I like that I caused all the mics to be muted.
Yeah, you did. So much clipping. Okay, going along with that, guess who I had for Justin?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Lando.
Yeah, I see it.
Not
Suave and debonair.
No. But for those who don't know, Justin is the guy who will show up to a party in semi-formal wear with an ascot
Yes.
and
be the guy who's like, "Oh, I'm the best," and everything. He is.
Suave and debonair.
Suave and debonair.
Yes, I see what you're saying.
What you're looking for is when Justin does business and it's off the book. The Empire doesn't know we're here. That's what you're looking for.
That too.
Not paying his taxes. No, I'm just kidding.
We can do this under the books.
But
I traded for this. No money exchanged.
But when things
He actually wins Cloud City Bespin in it.
It's in a gambling bet.
Yeah.
So, but when things get down to it, when he needs to get things done, the charm turns off and the seriousness happens.
And then he
that's
sells
Justin.
he sells his friends out, and Darth
And I
Vader's in the dining
steal
room.
back the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
But
you wear my clothes as I'm dead.
you're not Han Solo.
I don't make the rules.
He's like, you said Han Solo. It's locked in.
Yeah, listen, lock it up. It's it.
in the Republic of Konkon, he is the Han Solo.
Yes. This is
So-
Konkon's Cantina.
I have a nice one for Jordan, and I have a funny one for Jordan.
I have a great one for Jordan. You go first.
Are we gonna? Which one are you gonna go? You're gonna go nice. Or
I'm
you're
gonna go
funny?
nice.
Oh my God! Don't do this.
Okay. I'm gonna go nice too.
Oh.
DJ, the splicer, because he fixes everything. He's a little.
Listen, Big F.
You don't know if you can trust what he's saying, but he
do
can do it.
I'm not gonna lie. I also went Last Jedi for Jordan.
My
really?
second one is Last Jedi. Also, he's all sequel trilogy.
The thing of that's not a good thing. Mine is not.
Wait.
Mine is a
Is it a type of a nun?
no.
Okay.
Where is
Is it
this
a-
going?
is it a
Continue with the DJ.
Okay, so DJ, like, he is original nickname for the show. He's our Cantina Slicer.
Yes.
Like, he is the one, like, his specialty, what Jordan has been helping us out with is all of our SEO optimization, search engine optimization, tags, hashtags to get things. He is the guy that you bring in, and you're like, I just need this to work, fix it.
Yep.
Yes.
He's our tech guy. He's doing an awesome job at it, and
Yes.
that's why I
Thank
immediately
you.
went to him, or DJ, and also Benicio del Toro is a cool actor, so.
Yes.
Do you, now we'll come back to that. I also picked a Last Jedi character for you, and this goes back with me and you. Me and you didn't like each other very much.
Oh, absolutely hated each other.
You are Broom Boy
I'm Broom Boy.
because a lot of people either loved or hated Broom Boy.
Oh,
I can see that.
I can see it. Okay.
But Broom Boy is the beacon of hope that a lot of people get away from when it comes to Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Broom Boy is the unnamed person. You're the casual kid.
Yeah.
Like, you are Broom Boy.
yeah.
You're the guy that, like, you have the Force, but you don't know you have the Force. And nobody else knows that you have the Force. But we're getting there.
We're getting there.
But a lot of people are like, oh, F that kid, he's a Mary Sue. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
That's a
Okay,
good
that's a good one. That's a good one.
All right, I have
My-
a funny one, too.
My other one are the fish nuns from Octo. I think they're
the ones
technically
that
called,
worship
they're
the
called
Jedi.
caretakers, technically.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
Oh,
internet has
God.
came to calling them the fish nuns.
The fish nuns.
Oh my God.
I think that's
so sad, I
actually one
can
of my
see it.
favorites. That's one of my favorites.
You're like we're messing something up, and like he's like, God dang, I gotta rebuild this goddamn
Stupid kids.
just sweeping.
God.
When the rock falls down because Rey cuts it in half and it wrecks their little wheelbarrow, and they're like,
Exactly.
They're like, again.
all right, now this is a good compliment.
Okay.
It's like resonating.
Yeah, it
I
is.
know.
K2SO.
Really?
Jordan is a
can see
K2SO for me.
Okay.
And the reason why you're a K2SO for me is because I do feel like I could hand you my bag in confidence, and when I look away, you just throw it on the ground.
That's the only character I could think of for myself, and I 100% see it for Jordan too. Like
I see it for Jordan because and that's the nice thing. It's like Rogue One is like my interchangeably my second and first favorite Star Wars movie. I
Yeah.
mean, on the day, it's Empire and it's Rogue One. I love them both for their own reasons. K2SO is humor.
So dry.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
dry. That's one thing that is so special about our circle of friends. Especially like just watching you and Matt interact with each other, your
Oh
brother-in-law.
my god, yeah.
The dry humor is something that unfortunately our society can't handle anymore.
That is very true.
It's super true. And Jordan has some dry humor. Also, I think K2SO gets awkward because he doesn't understand the social interactions,
And that's me.
and that's totally you.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it's also C3PO, but I didn't want to go C3PO because C3PO is more analytical.
Yeah.
And that's not you've taken an analytical approach, but like I don't know who I would give C3PO. Like off the top of my head, I don't think we have friends that are smart enough to be C3PO.
Yeah.
Seriously.
They had to be uninterestingly.
Judah.
I got
There we go.
somebody.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
No, I'm just kidding. Judah's way too funny
mind,
to
I'm
be
not gonna say who I was
C3PO.
thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ew.
So
all right, rapid fire. I have names for you.
Okay.
Name a character.
Name a character. You want me to
No,
name a
I
character?
have names of people who are regulars on the show, and you're gonna give them an assigned person.
Oh,
Wait.
do it.
Who has more to say on each other?
That was all mine.
That's all I got.
That
Each
was all.
other's.
That was all.
Yeah.
Okay. I did have one. We'll come back. We'll come back to
go
it.
do it. Save it.
No.
You got to do it now before we do rapid fire.
Well, did we want to talk about? I had somebody still for reasons why I identify with. Did you have anything that you identified with?
Mine, like you brought up, was K2SO, and it was the dry jokes that I
Yeah.
will always say, and people don't know that I'm joking, and I just sit there. I'm like, all right,
right.
moving on.
And it was the joke. Like I said, Han Solo, but there's a very specific reason as to why it's Han Solo. No. It's not a full sell on Han Solo. Han Solo says something very specifically, and it's nobody's in charge of my destiny, and that's something that I've always identified with Han Solo.
Yeah.
He kind of like talks about jibber jabber and nothing's better than a good blaster at your side.
Yeah.
The point is you're getting things done yourself. That was my thing. So do rapid fire.
All right, rapid fire.
What? No.
Oh, just real quick. I kind of did, but I didn't have a lot to expand upon. Jango Fett, mainly for his famous line of "I'm just a man making my way through the galaxy."
Yeah.
Something about that line resonated because I'm just trying to do my best here,
Yeah.
and so was Jango. Before he got decapitated. So
Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll blame one of you two if it does.
All right. It might be one of
I
us.
made a trade. It was worth it.
Yeah. Pray
All
I
right.
don't alter the deal.
All right,
for-
rapid
yeah.
fire. Let's go.
So first rapid fire, I created a new nickname for one of our regular callers.
Okay.
Oh,
Troublemaker Jonathan,
love it.
Oh, dang.
because he plays Trouble. If
He
you guys
does. Troublemaker Jonathan. Jonathan Coons, one of our patrons.
Okay.
Our Pantinos.
While you're thinking,
Okay.
I came up with
Uh-huh.
Ja Yowza, who is the CG singer band guy at the beginning of
Oh my
Return of the Jedi.
gosh, why?
Because he looks like his life. I said his life looks like it's full of games, drinks, and music, and that's all it is. And that is what I.
And that's what
from our
you,
phone
yeah,
call.
That's what you got Jonathan for.
Trouble Jonathan is games, drinks, and musics.
That makes Rule Farm Boy Lars.
Oh, well, I have him next.
Oh, did you? Okay, okay.
But you got to get something for Jonathan.
I gotta get something for Jonathan.
Trouble Jonathan.
Well, I mean, he plays Trouble, so he's got to be a gambler.
Okay, I like where you're going with this.
Jonathan. Jonathan is, and I can't remember his name. He is the
Jonathan.
cantina bartender in Mandalorian season 2, episode 1.
Okay.
That's who he is.
Oh, yeah.
That's who I'm. Because listen, Jonathan. I've only met Jonathan a couple of times. I know Jonathan because of teenage friend Kayla. He married one of my friends, Kayla, and they live, up in Jacksonville area. So, it's hard for us to hang out. But, Jonathan's been a regular, participating in the show. Obviously, we've come to know Jonathan more that way. And Jonathan loves to have a good time. And, dude, you can't run a cantina without knowing how to have a good time.
I like it.
Yep.
I like it.
That's why I'm
All right,
going.
you mentioned the next one already on my list. Rural farm boy, Tony 2.
Dude.
I went Old Ben.
Did you
because
go Old
not
Ben?
only A,
That's
does
me.
he live in the middle of nowhere,
Yes.
but B, he's full of wise pieces of wisdom.
Yeah.
The one funny thing about Anthony. First of all, Anthony, shout outs to you. And you know what? I want to pull it up in front of me. Anthony was just on another podcast the other night. Me and you both tuned
Yes.
in, to support our boy and
Tony 2.
Tony 2, and I'm going to tell you what it is. So I said Lars, and the reason for that is no other reason than Anthony is much more positive than Lars, so it's not the negativity that he has
There's something
associated
about
with him.
living on Tatooine in the middle of nowhere. That's why I
Exactly.
went with Old Ben too.
Yeah, and even if you look at like his profile pictures, he has one profile picture where there's like a T-style 1930s Ford in one of the pictures.
Crazy.
Anthony, like, still he's wearing his vest, he's wearing his hat. Even in his shot the other night on the podcast, he had like an antique mirror. He's just
Yeah.
an old-fashioned guy.
Yeah.
I love that about him, his positivity, which doesn't reflect on it's more like the farm. I'm trying to think of I can't think of anything other right off the top of my head. Like, who's a super big beacon of positivity in Star Wars, period?
Mon Mothma. She's only positive.
She is
Yeah.
only positive, but
Princess Leia.
Bail Organa.
Bail Organa.
Yeah. Bill
You know-
Organa.
You know, he's all the good guys.
Yeah, he's all the good guys. He's
Yeah.
all the good guys.
Because he is the hero of Star Wars that more people need to be like.
Yep.
Where he's not insisting on forcing his idea of what it should be. He's open and just wants to experience it.
Yeah.
And I think that positivity is kind of where we're both kind of like coming to an idea
Yeah.
of what we're thinking of.
I like it. I dig it. Especially the old Ben. The old Ben one is really good.
Niles
Niles.
Triever. The
Niles
Kill Key
Triever.
Factory.
All right, Niles, Kill Key Factory.
See, it had to be Watto because of literally what he brought our show for our show.
he
Yeah.
does love what, but
He created a
But
Watto
loving
soundboard.
Watto and being Watto is...
two different.
Nobody
things.
else will have a lightsaber belt clip. I promise you that.
It's actually
my
kind of
God.
true
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
a junkyard of starship parts, it's all
3D printed
screws,
materials.
3D printed filament crap everywhere.
Who would I compare Niles to?
I'm trying to think of...
Rapid fire is supposed to be
I know.
instinctive, like off the top of your dome.
The thing is so many people about Star Wars have these personality traits that you associate with specific scenes.
Yeah.
And remember, you don't get that much time with the character.
Right.
So it's kind of hard off the cuff to be like, oh, so and so is what?
Oh, nothing. I'm just looking at my list.
Oh gosh.
Oh, my God.
Okay, I'll go Watto. It is his favorite character.
Yeah.
He does have a actual Etsy shop that is selling Star Wars material, so it does make sense still.
Yeah.
All right, what's your next one?
Next, we got Chris Machado from FOMOcast.
Oh, dang. Chris Machado. Who is Chris Machado?
Obviously, it's Jar Jar Binks because all he says are annoying things like Connor McLeod is the best Highlander. Immediately, like that's
He literally just texted us, too.
Oh, my God.
I had that locked and loaded, by the way, Chris.
Oh, my God.
Chris. Chris is...
The other half of
Chris is Kiadi Mundi.
okay, tell me the reasoning behind that.
Chris can come out with some things from left field.
Mhm.
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Exactly.
And you're like,
Exactly.
what?
Yeah, like, wait, what?
We're not talking about that, bro. Chris, I love you. I can explain this more in detail. You are Kiadi Mundi. If it makes you feel any better, their head is that size because of their brain, and they're like one of the most intelligent species in Star Wars. But Kiadi Mundi.
I like it.
Yes.
All right, Matt, the camping comedian. I go Jabba or Boss Nass or any other character that looks like it has gallbladder problems.
Gallbladder problem. Or any character who cannot be iced.
Or Bib Fortuna, because he's just waiting for one of us to die to try to take over our podcast empire.
Matt. You know what? No, I got something good for Matt.
Have a good day out there.
Matt is Cody. Matt is Cody. Matt will do what he's told. He's also funny, and when you're not looking and you're just riding on some big iguana lizard, he will shoot you off a cliff.
No shame.
No shame. Mm-mm. All right, who else we got?
Oh my God.
That's it.
If you make
That's
me
it?
spit, that's it. If you make me you've got something else.
Oh my God.
Just say it.
Nope.
Nope. Just
Nope.
say it.
Magistrate.
Russell. Okay, come on. We got Russell.
Okay.
Russell is a C3PO. That actually is somebody that I would compare Russell to is a C3PO. Russell is very Russell's a graphics designer. Numbers.
Yep.
Russell is very analytical.
Smart, quick.
Yeah, Russell's
he
very
does
analytical.
he does have a protocol droid brain when it comes to talking about Star Wars for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and Russell can be funny for sure. The C3PO
I
all
went
day.
General Armitage Hux because
Okay.
he's
Yeah.
tall and he's a ginger and he doesn't know when people are joking with him.
And he also
Poe
doesn't
is-
like that scene.
When Poe's coming
Yeah.
into that scene.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. I wouldn't go. I mean, Hux is.
That was
I don't
just
know.
it was mainly because they
Yeah,
were both
Yeah. And we have to make a Russell Last Jedi joke, of course.
because it's
Of
his
course.
favorite movie.
favorite
all time.
ever. Definitely, and I know C3PO doesn't sound deep cut, but Russell can be a C3PO for sure.
I see
Absolutely.
C3PO. I can see being him very
Yeah.
much.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
just want to shut the professor off. I mean, that can be Russell, and that's not a bad thing. See, he's been in every Star Wars movie. No one else has.
Yeah. Preach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
literally.
Yep.
Do we
Yeah.
think it is a good time now to go into the Cantina of Heroes? That was fun, by the way.
That was.
I enjoyed that.
That was good.
It was way more fun than if we would have just like told us who we think we are.
I think I'm bum bum bum.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Now, there's still some more. Like, okay, Anthony won.
Anthony
So
won.
our Anthony, Chloe's Anthony, he's a TK unit. He has to be. Why? Because in real life, he used to be 501st and he's TK. I mean, he's
Okay.
TK.
Yeah, yeah.
His wife Chloe is the dancer in Jabba's palace because she has a Twi'lek outfit.
She does.
Yeah, she does.
We're going to gloss past them all dying.
Oh, well.
No, she's the
No,
one
no,
that
no.
Fennec sets free in Mando.
There we
you
go.
go.
There we go.
You
We
got
found the
it.
silver lining.
Yeah.
You got it. Natasha is. We're gonna gloss past our wives at
Yes.
this point.
Smart.
that
Smart.
might be a bad idea to go into that. At this point in the show, I think it is an absolutely perfect time to go into our Cantina of Heroes.
New bumper.
Boom.
Welcome to the Cantina of Heroes.
Dang, this is an awesome opening.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Featuring
I am the knight. I am Batman.
That's right.
You just had to throw Batman in there.
Yep.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
What? You turned it off before the end?
I didn't.
Your dang phone.
Listen, it's not my fault.
Shout out to Mark Hamill's Joker.
Yeah, seriously.
The best.
Best Joker voice ever.
Episode 3 of Wandavision, titled Now in Color. I personally felt that this was,
Poppycock, don't even say it.
yeah, so shout outs to Was It Good podcast. They talked about this episode and their distaste for the show. I have heard this mirrored through many people, and I didn't.
In general, that people don't like it?
Yes, more than not.
Really?
And I didn't feel this way
Okay.
until I heard this explanation, and now I agree.
Okay.
And the show.
Let's talk about what this episode is. This is episode 3.
Yes,
Now in color.
I said that.
we are in the now 70s. We've
Yes.
went 50s, we've went 60s, went 70s.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it you don't like?
Why is this show 95% a sitcom and 5% Marvel?
Why does it need to be all Marvel?
Yeah.
That ratio needs to change.
That's not true.
I feel that
It's
it needs to change.
storytelling. You don't
It's
need to
not.
tell storytelling where it's all action.
I agree, but none of if this all is fake and it's not her reality,
Yeah.
then it's all pointless.
No, it's not pointless. This is literally the weirdest way. It is a very weird way about going a suspenseful thriller. You don't know when something's
Listen, I don't
going
like to be
break.
tantalized.
Who was the name of this podcast that I need to literally write them a strongly worded letter about why they're simple-minded and closed to new ideas?
Okay, no. First of all, pull back the reins immediately. That is not what it is at all. This episode in particular, literally was 23 minutes, and 3 minutes of it was pertinent.
Disagree.
Yeah,
That's fine.
absolutely.
You can explain to me how a 45-minute labor scene of a fake doctor was important to the story, but
So, wait a minute. So, what about the previous 2 episodes?
those were great. There was something about this episode in particular where I don't know. It didn't move along. We were in the living room the entire episode. The other episodes, we were in the town square. We were going to the store. Vision went to sit with the neighborhood watch. We went other places in the city. This entire episode takes place in their front yard and in the living room.
Okay.
Shout out to the Brady Bunch, because this episode was 70s. It was 100%
Partridge Family.
pulled from the Brady Bunch,
Yeah.
even down to the grid style 3x3 frames with the opening sequence, just like we had the Bewitched in the last one. But even the house is like the open ranch style house, and
Yep.
the outside looked
Give me the
like,
house.
Yeah, and the stairs. The
Give me
stairs were
yes,
legit.
Dude,
just
give them the architecture of the house.
yeah, Brady Bunch.
Yeah, I
Dude,
loved it.
I love it. Like,
I loved the aspect of it. Once again, I didn't like that we were in the same place the entire episode.
taking your time to tell a story in an entirely different way does not mean that it's not needed or not good.
And this could be
Because
a vacuum opinion. This could change next
Yeah.
episode.
This is everything that we needed. We needed a breath of fresh air to learn to tell a story in a
you
different
mean we
way.
deserve, Justin? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Now,
God, did you deserve this?
No, but like we
Is
needed
this what you're owed?
we needed something different. Like Marvel MCU has been very action forward, right?
Yeah.
It's been very like explosions, punch pow, fight scene.
yeah,
And personally, my favorite Marvel movies have always been the ones where they kind of dial back the action and they can explore a character a little more.
Did you know that this show was supposed to be filmed in front of a studio audience and then they decided not to?
I think it would have
That's
been.
probably because of COVID, I would assume.
It was filmed, but it started filming before that. But
I think there's less control if it was in front of a studio
And
audience.
things being spoiled too.
Yeah.
oh, true. I didn't even think of that.
And also like it's hard to have that genuine laugh track when you are doing these corny of a jokes that people have heard
It is
a
good to
million
have the
times.
same generic laugh track,
Yeah.
just for the sake of it being an old show too.
Yeah.
I think there was the thing with this episode in particular is there were more moments in episode 1 and episode 2 that brought you out of that sitcom feeling to understand that there's something bigger at play.
You think more in the
More?
first two? I
Yes.
thought that
No.
this one had some
More.
of the biggest.
I would
Yeah.
highly encourage both of you to rewatch this episode because I specifically made note that absolutely nothing happens in this episode until 18 minutes in.
Oh no.
you're
You
missing
forgot a
something.
scene.
What did I forget?
You forgot the guy cutting the hedges and he cuts into the wall.
Okay, that's a glitch in the system, but that's not anything compared to Sword
Right,
and all the
but-
other things going on.
But that's
And by the way, that's still 10 minutes into the episode.
That's not 10 minutes into the episode. That's like
I
5
don't
minutes
know.
in. That's when he lets the doctor out. Also, that gives Vision himself the first clue that something is wrong.
the first re-clue.
Yeah.
Because he's slowly figured it out, and then Wanda's erased his memory and
then
rewound.
and then that the two people are there later at that same wall talking, giving him more clues later.
Yeah.
So there's it's very subtle. I will give you that.
This show is full of
too subtle.
subtleties.
It's too subtle.
It's way too subtle.
Maybe-
I think they are going to be missing a mark on. Okay, is it not understanding your audience? Because in my opinion, most people that really like the Marvel movies, like the boom, kapow, and all the other crap.
Well,
Would you not agree?
Yeah.
Yes, but that's not what keeps me interested in the Marvel movies.
That's not what keeps me interested
So
in the
I
Marvel
think
movies either.
I think this is something that is they have a smaller, not mega budget opportunity to appeal to some more like fans who have like been a long time fan. Like there's so many things in the background and Easter egg style that go along with the history of Marvel and Vision specifically.
Yep.
Like down to the names of the characters, like there's so many little things that we'll get into. Like
Another
it's
big
amazing.
thing, and I was explaining this to some friends last night, that a lot of people aren't understanding to why this could be leading people to feel this way. You realize we were supposed to get we're in phase 4 now.
Well, everything's been pushed back.
Yeah.
WandaVision was supposed to be the third release.
Yeah.
We were supposed to get Black Widow first.
Yeah.
We were supposed to get Sam and Bucky second, so Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then we were supposed to get WandaVision. For all we know, Bucky and Sam are in the search for AIM and all these other things. They're looking for Wanda. We don't know.
Yeah.
It could be all these other things. The end credit scene to Black Widow could be something in relation to this show.
Or not.
Or
I
not,
mean,
but still. This
I don't
episode,
need those other. Honestly,
Yeah,
to me, like
me either.
none of that stuff matters in anything with this show.
this episode did not hit the mark for me.
This
It didn't. I loved the first 2 episodes. This episode did not hit the mark for me.
Can I ask you a simple question? Were you into 70s sitcoms?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know
Yeah,
like
Nick
if
at
you
Night,
like
Brady
if you like
Bunch, all that
50s and
stuff.
60s stuff, but
Yeah.
like you never got into it 70s stuff, you might have
Yeah.
not hit the nostalgic factor.
Now I will say there are
Lost at Sea.
Lost at Sea.
Captain and
Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan's
Oh,
Island.
Island.
Yeah. Nick
Well,
at
that
Night,
doesn't
Gilligan's
have anything.
Island. That's 70s. Brady
but
Bunch.
this is Brady Bunch. I would have.
So
Yeah.
So I will say that there were some times where it dragged on a little more than it needed to in certain spots, like the whole stork coming to life, and you know that was funny, but I think it went on just a tad too long. That's the only thing I had.
That was
wrong
like
with
the
this
more
episode.
gimmicky 70s
Yeah.
sitcom trope
Yeah.
style thing that they threw in.
But I will. It's just when they got to the stuff where it was what I call breaking the simulation. This episode knocked it out of the park. Like specifically when Vision comes in, tries to talk to her about something, and he's realizing that something's wrong, and then it cuts, and it's almost like it's a second take, and things are correct. That felt so jarring.
I picked up on all that stuff. I guess it's kind of like the same thing with Mando. It's like when we're getting to the episode 3, and we're getting to the episode 4, and we're getting to the episode 5, it's like, what's going on? Like, can we get to the, like, I've had broth. It tastes good. I get it. It tastes good. There's enough salt. There's enough garlic. I would like some meat and potatoes.
Episode 3 of the start of Phase 4.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know,
of the first season.
I feel like we had, but once it, this is the 3rd release in Phase 4. We're not getting it in the proper order.
But it's not.
But it is.
No, it's not. It's the first release.
It's not, though. It's supposed to be the 3rd release.
But we
You're
don't
talking
know.
about the past.
I'm not talking about the past.
That's
It's
what their previous plan was. That's not what it is now. It is
Yeah.
the first release.
That's
So
their
you're
plan because
skewing your viewpoint.
no, I'm not. This
You're
is because
skewing your viewpoint on what you think that
No.
what they should have done before.
this is Kevin Feige's words, not mine. They only pushed back frickin' Black Widow because of COVID and movie theaters not being open.
But what does that have to do with anything about this being a good show?
Because I feel that there could be things to help this make sense. Because once again, this episode, in my opinion, does not hit the mark. I understand the simulations and all that stuff. It's just, I'm sorry, we can't go on the how long are we riding the nostalgia train? How long are we doing it?
Well, it's
are we
literally what
only?
the show is designed around.
Yeah.
I understand that. Is so that's it.
No, I don't think that's
No,
it.
but that's what they're like.
But
That's
what the
part
show-
of what they're leaning into.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying is I want to get to that other stuff faster.
Well, this is the
You
whole.
you sound like you have ADD right now. Like you
That's
can't
not-
deal
that's
with
not it.
you can't deal
That's
with
not it.
a slow progression of a story, and you want it right now.
Yeah. Well,
That's not this show. This show is going to be little bits of information that it's going to sprinkle in that you have to puzzle piece.
See,
fit
I
together.
love both of these because neither of us have enough information to literally talk about either of those opinions, and yet here we are.
But it is. I mean,
It's not.
they're giving
Well-
you these pieces of things breaking, and you're
This-
starting to see
this
things.
is the Mandalorian. Is it better to be a monster of the week or not? Argument. Because what you're asking for is you want it all to connect. You want it to go together.
I would almost rather a Monster of the Week.
Yeah. But no, this is a Monster of the Week show. It is a sitcom of the week. And you're getting little bits and pieces of the story every single week built into the premise of the show. And at the end, it shows you what the premise of the show is. There is a town that is trapped by Wanda right now. And in this sitcom world that she's created, that Sword is trying to break the simulation. Hydra is involved somehow because of all the commercials that have been involved. So that's the premise of the show.
That's an assumption of
Geraldine,
what you think the assumption of
But
what
we
the show
don't
is
know.
going to be.
That's the best part about this show. We don't know.
See, I like spoilers.
the girl,
I don't want to not know.
the girl that at the end of the episode, Wanda boots out, Geraldine.
Yeeted.
Do you know who she is?
Yeet!
Do you
Give
know
me a
what-
yeet, Jordan.
Do you know what her character's name is? Not Geraldine of what she's known as in the show. What her character's name is and who she is.
Who she's supposed to be.
Yes.
Just like who Agnes is.
Well, we don't know.
No, but this is confirmed. Like, this is who she is.
Okay, no, tell me.
She's in Captain Marvel. Remember the
They all tied
first movie?
Yeah.
So in that movie, Carol Danvers has a best friend, and then at the end of the movie, we see the little black girl that's the daughter of her best friend. That's in the same with the scroll, or like
Yes,
they're
yes,
all in
yes.
it.
Yeah.
This is that little girl. Her name, I gotta look up her name because I have to remember it. Monica. I should have known that's Jordan's wife's name.
You've known Monica longer than I have.
Monica Rambeau. It's like a French Beau. She is in the comics who takes over and becomes Captain Marvel. She also goes under different monikers as Pulsar, and I can't remember the third one, Photon.
Aren't we getting a show?
She is going to be in Captain Marvel too.
Yeah.
She is a confirmed character.
Yeah.
So she is in this. She has a sword necklace.
Yeah.
And she's being, air quotes, Geraldine in whatever Wanda Scarlet Witch's
Yeah.
simulation is. And she's the one who obviously breaks it for her that gets booted out.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's like all these pieces. Even
Because she breaks character and she says something about her brother.
Yeah.
Which is funny. Something that could have been like a nice touch is this is the 70s, right? Wanda starts singing in Russian. How are there like not communist comments?
Well, no. It's
It's not Russian. It's their language because it's like a Slovakian. Is it Slovakian?
It's. I'll look that up, but yeah.
I think it's Slovakian.
Hold on, I do have that up here right
Splitting
like
hairs,
that.
communist country.
Yeah.
now. No,
At that time.
But even
For the time being of the 70s.
I actually can read you the song lyrics that she sang.
But
in the
I mean,
translation.
even like the Billy and Tommy, the names that they have is the same as the comics. In the comics, is a cool spoiler fact. In the comics, like they actually come to realize that her two children that Scarlet Witch has with Vision are figments of both her imagination and her immense power.
And so this is something that, once again, back to the conversation that we were having with some of my other buddies when we were playing games the other night is, once again, this could be a vacuum conversation. This episode could look completely different. Episode 4, this is the closest that we've ever gotten to seeing the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Where we are seeing what looks like we're assuming sword or shield or, modernized SWAT people encroaching on Geraldine. And
They're in some type of Truman Show-esque style.
It reminded me too of like Stranger Things, this alternate, the upside down. Like we see the
under the dome. Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
This like base, it looked like a soccer field and it's inside that they're happening and people can't get in, but
and
they
that's
understand
what
that
Wanda jettisoned her through.
it's like a nexus and they understand that this is where the nexus is. So it's like they've built infrastructure around it.
I mean, to me, that's what I like. I like the glimpses of something, and you're struggling, like you're desperately looking for pieces of things.
Yeah.
And this could be one of those shows too that when you finish season 1, you go back and rewatch it. You're like, oh my god, there was look at the label on this box of cereal that they had, and like you like start seeing all these things fire. Like that's what I like about it.
I will give you a perfect example because you just brought it up. I will give you an example. But by the way, it's Sokovian. Sokovian is the language.
Slovakian was close.
Yeah, Slovakian was close. I'll give you a perfect
Who
example.
speaks that?
Sokovian is the country.
Sokovia.
Yeah, Sokovia.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that what it
don't
is?
know.
A made up country. It's
Yeah.
some MCU country.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Okay,
it
it's
is.
Russia.
Same place that
Close enough.
Isn't that the same place Doctor Doom is from?
No,
No, that's Latvia.
something
a whole
like
nother
that.
Latvia,
thing.
Latvia,
Yeah.
Latvia.
Anyway, imagine watching Stranger Things, but you only get one episode a week.
Yes.
How frustrated would you be on episode 3 of 12 as to what's going on?
Yeah, for sure.
That's what we're going through right now.
And you're also thinking back to Stranger Things now that you've seen it all.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but I'm also but me and my wife do not binge shows, so we didn't binge Stranger Things.
Well, but still,
But you had the option. Like, if
Yeah.
you wanted to know what happened, you can watch another one.
yeah,
You don't have that
you're not
option.
Yeah, but
stuck.
that didn't affect my aptitude and ability to be like, I have to know what's happening next, because Stranger Things gave me enough information to put the next episode off. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Well, those are also 40-minute episodes, and these are classic
True.
sitcom
Yeah.
style
That's true.
22, like a classic sitcom, 22 minutes plus or minus a few minutes, and then commercials is like a 30-minute block of time.
I think the buildup will be worth it. I understand.
I think it will. I think it will be too.
I see your point. I do see your point that it's a very slow build. There's not a lot of information that's being given out. There are some really cool Easter eggs though. The Hydra soap commercial.
Yes.
Hydra Soak.
Yeah, Hydra Soak. Release the goddess within. That's actually a reference to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There's a blue soap by Hydra that could alter the user's memories. And it was first introduced by, who's the leader of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Phil? From...
I haven't watched S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
That's also something we were talking about last night.
Yeah, you gotta watch it.
I need to
But,
watch S.H.I.E.L.D.
It's from the episode. It's from the episode.
They
Identity
introduced
and-
AIM and S.H.I.E.L.D. apparently.
That S.H.I.E.L.D. is... I tried to like S.H.I.E.L.D. It turned into the CW of Marvel shows.
Okay, then it's garbage.
Yeah. So, but anyway, it's on the episode Identity and Change where they mention this blue soap that Hydra uses to change people's memories.
I also
So-
heard people kind of think that could have been a reference to Phase 4, which is... oh my gosh, the new Thor movie, what's it called? Love and
Thunder.
Love
Yep.
and Thunder, which is going to be Natalie Portman becoming Thor
Yeah.
as the goddess. So they were wondering if that's going to be like some little quick nod to that as a possibility.
There's also one other thing that I noticed. I don't know if you guys noticed it. When Vision ran into the house at a certain point, the Mind Stone made a sound.
No.
The Mind Stone shined and made a sound. It was right as Geraldine left, or as she got yeeted. And
So after the awkward exchange
yeah,
outside.
And then he runs back in, and you hear a very specific sound, and you see the Mind Stone glow for a second.
These are questions that from what research I've done about Marvel or about Wanda and Vision are in relevance to the comics. And one thing that I needed to understand, and I'm sure other people need to understand, is that the MCU is different. The MCU is its own timeline. It's its own
They pull
chain
some
of events.
stuff, but it's never
Right.
going to be cut and dry.
Just like Star Wars is doing with Extended Universe. New canon is new canon. The MCU is its own timeline. It's its own thing. And the reason for that is, perfect example, Wanda is not the daughter of Magneto.
No.
She is no longer a mutant. She is created by the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
So in this universe that we have where Tony has snapped, everybody is gone, Thor is gone. Remember, the Eternalist tells...
Wait, not now.
What do you mean not now?
Thor.
This is post Endgame. Thor is not gone.
Who said Thor? I
You
said
did.
Tony snapped.
Tony snaps, and you said Thor is gone.
I said the Eternalist tells
Okay.
Bruce
Go ahead.
Banner.
Yeah.
She explains to him the timeline. When you take a stone, it does an alternate reality, all this stuff, right?
Right.
When the stones have been used, Thanos himself says that they all go back to where they were. That's why they have
like
to
the
go
Dragon
back
Balls.
to... Yeah,
Yeah.
they have to go back to Red Skull. They have to get
Yeah.
the stone again. If Tony snaps, Vision has already established that he is now one with the Mind Stone in
Right.
Age of Ultron. He and the stone are one, so are he and Ultron. Is this essence of Vision in this show actually living? So the Mind Stone is somewhere in the MCU.
Yeah.
Is this person real? Kind of like you said, he comes
Right.
in. So if this is Wanda's nexus, this is Wanda's things that she's created.
Right.
The Mind Stone is powerful enough to intertwine.
Right. Exactly.
I think this is my personal prediction. I think this is all going to play into the multiverse. That we know that we have the Doctor Strange. What's it called? The Doctor Strange and the Mad Multiverse World or something like that.
Multiverse of Madness.
Thank you. So we know that that is going to be a thing. We know that we have tons of rumors of the new Spider-Man movie having multiple versions of Spider-Man in it.
Send it.
I think that this is some version of Wanda trying to crack or break into a different multiverse and pull Vision, who's still alive in that multiverse, into hers. And that's what my prediction is.
And
That's a good one.
so go really quick, you guys. This takes place after the events of Endgame.
Right.
Yes. So he's dead.
Yeah.
He did.
But because of Endgame, the Mind Stone is still out there. That was my point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with that, we're having a Guardians of the Galaxy 3. There is no Guardians of the Galaxy without Gamora. Gamora was brought back via an alternate timeline. She will obviously be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Has to be.
And this is the same thing, in my opinion, with this timeline.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be all multiverse based. I think this phase 4 of the MCU is going to be primarily multiverse based, which I'm all for.
And it makes sense because, I mean, you look at the Spider-Verse movie, it was an animated movie, but it made so much money for Marvel. It was one of their most successful movies, and it was animated.
It's the second best Spider-Man movie. Fight me in the comments.
I 100% in agreement with you.
What's the best Spider-Man movie?
Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
You think 1?
Yeah.
1 is pretty good too, but
1, Spider-Verse 2. In my opinion.
1 and 2,
Spider-Man.
They can all
1
be
and 2
interchanged.
can, they're all three. Like,
As somebody who
we're
starred
talking
in
Tobey
those movies,
Maguire Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. As Tobey Maguire sitting here as our guest tonight.
I think this show is doing something new and it's doing something unique, and it's a breath of fresh air for a Marvel which has now had over a decade of relying on
Action.
yes, and this is like a way to take a little break from that.
I
fine with
agree.
it.
I 100% agree. And I didn't feel this way. And this happens on tons of things until somebody explains their opinion, and then you're like, okay, I see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Once again, this episode was 95% other things, 5% Marvel. I need a little bit more. Give me 5, give me 10, give me 15%.
Now, I got a question.
Give me a
it
little
could be
bit
as simple
more.
as this. Do you think that you didn't feel like that because they released 2 episodes at once the first week?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because in the first episode and the second... Oh, you know what? Maybe you're onto something.
Yeah.
Because I still feel like we get a little bit more in episode 1 and episode 2 of that there's a greater picture going on.
But you were able to kind of merge those
the two together. But
Yeah.
they take more steps back in episode 1 and episode 2 with the radio, the guy actually sitting at the
They did wait till the
console.
end of this episode. They took
the very end.
But they took a lot bigger step back.
Yeah.
And remember, episode 2, we had the helicopter. I feel like there's more sword drops and more hints to the reality, the code being breaking.
So yeah, I do think you see more in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But it's broken out into like these very small segments, and then they move on.
Yeah.
This was an episode where something happened, and it stuck with it. It
Yeah.
they didn't gloss over it.
Yeah.
So
They show you the other universe fully. Like they show you modern, current timeline
Right.
MCU of her
And-
getting booted out and
Yeah.
swarmed.
and it was the same with Geraldine. She was in there and she tried to talk her way out of it.
Monica.
Monica, excuse me, and it just didn't happen. It
Yeah.
didn't happen like anybody else, and so you saw the consequences. I'm going to predict that Wanda is actually the villain of this show.
I like that.
She is the villain.
I still think Agnes is the villain, that she's infiltrated her way in, because the person that Agnes learns all her witchcraft from is also one of Vision's one of Vision's biggest villains, and
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but also Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
the person that Agnes learns from.
Okay.
Shout out to the
But
comics.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
She's like, she's the creator of this, and in her mind, it's not evil. But as the Avatar, the people's watching it, she's the
Yeah.
bad guy.
Yeah.
Quick tidbit in the comics: Doctor Strange is who actually delivers Scarlet Witch's 2 children, Tommy and Billy.
Did either of you see that there was a hint to Magneto in this TV show. It was one of the Easter eggs.
No.
I did not see any Magneto reference,
Yeah.
which would be amazing since we now are slowly getting X-Men rights into the MCU.
That would be amazing.
So we established that I don't get the pause button anymore.
Yeah. For literally finding nothing.
So what we did is I got subjected
God.
to clickbait, apparently.
3 times.
I was so mad because there was all these hints about Magneto and all this stuff. And
Pretty artwork.
listen,
Pretty artwork.
fan artwork. We've said it before. Like Scarlet Witch is the daughter of Magneto in the comics. This is not the
One
case.
of the most powerful mutants
Of all
ever.
time.
One of the most powerful Marvel characters
Yeah.
Period.
ever. Which I still think that they'll bring that in because I think that's where, and we've talked about, I think that's where we're at now.
Right.
I think she's created this whole thing.
Showing
It's-
her power. I mean, she's
Yeah.
the only one who went toe-to-toe with Thanos in
Yeah.
Infinity War and was about to...
Endgame.
Yeah, Endgame, yeah.
Literally, dude has to call
The airstrike
on his own people. Sir, we will hit our own soldiers. Do it. Like, she's super strong. I'm excited for episode 4. I think that episode 4 is going to be the Hitch episode.
80s.
I think that
Make your
episode 4,
predictions.
80s.
This is 80s. Like
As
we
far
just
as
did
sitcom?
70s. Yeah, so what's
Yeah.
going to be our 80s?
I think that I think that the sitcom will be short-lived, and I think that episode 4 is where things will really start to unravel.
No, like pick your 80s sitcom.
I don't have one.
You don't-
I'm
you don't
over
know
the
what it's gonna
sitcom
be?
stuff at this point. I really am. I
Jordan,
wasn't.
We brought out some last week. Can't remember any of them off the top of my head, but I'm going to go with Who's the Boss. Those had those had the best sweaters.
Amazing.
Yes.
Those multicolored sweaters, or Cosby
Family
Show.
Ties. I'm gonna go Family Ties.
Family Ties.
That's another good one.
I think that's I think we've seen a lot of the next episode in the trailer. I'm going once again with the Mando thing where we have nothing past episode 4. And I think that, you know what? We haven't gotten the Halloween episode.
Yeah.
So we might get
We're
the
still waiting
Halloween.
on that
Yeah,
one.
I think we're going to get a Halloween episode. That might be
Everybody's predicting that they full on dress like comic book versions of themselves for the Halloween
So
episode,
cool.
which would be
And-
amazing.
we have that thing where Wanda comes down the stairs and she does her thing.
Does a
and-
little dance.
Yeah, and it's like that's an 80s thing, like
Yeah.
the 2 staircase. Why do all sitcoms have 30,000 staircases in their
Look
house?
at him. He's back in.
It's amazing.
Listen. I am very angry. Okay,
He's back in.
I want
Don't let him fool you.
I want answers. I don't like being tantalized.
This has been this entire episode with you. It's just this.
It's like I hate it. I love it. I hate it. I love it.
I don't not hate it. It's just this episode just did not hit the mark for me. I do
that's
think
fine.
that this next episode, I think that 4 is a great point where a lot of things start coming together.
Lando Calrissian's coming out, and
For my
Hey, man.
sanity,
Mandalorian episode 4, I believe, was the Bo-Katan episode.
3.
3? Darn it.
Yeah, it's all right.
Never mind.
But you know what episode 4 was?
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So once again, I hope that we get a little bit more in. I liked the scenes with Scarlet and Monica, where
Geraldine / Monica.
Yeah.
she was really understanding and realizing what was going on with the mention of her
Where
brother.
she slipped.
Yeah.
Because I think she's a good actor. Elizabeth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Super good actor.
Oh, yeah. Her acting this episode was fantastic.
Yeah.
All the way through.
And I liked that high tense. See, I want more of that high intensity between
Some of like
actor-
you want to say like the fourth wall being broken, but it's not technically because
Yes.
it's I don't know, it's like the
Exactly.
3.5. Like I don't know what you
Yeah.
want to call that. Like where their simulation ends and like they slip up and they both realize it and they go off for a millisecond.
It's kind of like what you said, that the 70s thing with the hair, the stork was
TV show style.
it was a ploy.
trope.
It was a
Yeah,
play.
like-
It was a trope. That was the word. It went on too long.
Yeah.
It's like, how many times did that stork come up? And like it was like
Hell,
4. It was like 4 times.
the bowl
Yeah.
of fruit and stuff in front of her
Yeah.
pregnant belly.
Well, but that's also another weird trope from that time period. In
Well, that's like all
sitcoms.
sitcoms, period,
But-
when they hide somebody who in real life is
But-
pregnant.
But you're right. When things go on a little too long, and also because we're not using standard sitcom camera views, and it's now you can go at any angle. It just doesn't feel right.
I loved Vision's outfit in the entire episode.
Oh,
the suit.
Dude's rocking it.
I have my mom, the suit that my grandpa wore to my mom's wedding was passed down to me. And it is a 70s suit.
I like it.
The thighs are way too tight, and they have bell bottoms, and the jacket, 3-piece suit, everything. My dude had the Owen Wilson hair.
Wear it next episode, or
Yes.
don't believe it.
It doesn't fit me anymore. I will wear it with a very loose belt. No, there was definitely, there were still things that I liked. I'm really hoping. I want more.
Yeah, I think
want
you're
more of
just
the simulation
starved. I
stuff.
think you're ready to know what's going on, and you're just starved for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was there anything more? You said that the Tommy thing and that was their
the twins'
imagination.
name, yeah. In the comics, well, it's a whole convoluted storyline in the comics. But yes, they get broken down and then recreated a whole bunch. But they actually became Avengers. Geraldine / Monica as Photon, or is it Pulsar at the time? She actually starts leading the Avengers for a period of time.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And she becomes Captain Marvel, which is why there's a huge thing where she's going to be in Captain Marvel 2. As everybody's kind of thinking that she's going to assume one of her other heroes and then eventually take the mantle of Captain Marvel. So it's cool to see, like, these are like super early stages, which could probably be late Phase 4 things happening right now.
Early Phase 5.
That are even early Phase 5.
Yeah.
One thing that I really do like, and this is my last closing thought, so if you guys have anything else too, is that Kevin specifically said that you're going to have to watch these TV shows to understand what's going on in the movies.
Yes.
And that's why I was so stuck on the Black Widow movie, and something in that movie has to have relationship to the show, to Bucky and Sam, or even the Captain, or Bucky and Sam, and then this show, and then the next one. It's like we're getting 3 shows this year.
Right. But at the same time, even the movies in Phase 1, the end credits didn't tie into the next movie coming out. It was maybe a future movie, or it was leading
3 or 4 movies down the road.
or it was just leading to just the Avengers movie itself.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to enjoy this.
That would be another thing to talk about, is like the supposed next Marvel villains, like the ones that they could bring in, because there's people a lot more powerful than
Please
Thanos.
give me Galactus.
I'd like Galactus too. I don't know how do you do that on screen though. That's a whole nother episode. But do you think
If X-Men come in, give us Sentinels.
Ooh, yeah.
True. I would like
Give us
that.
a proper apocalypse.
So many options.
proper apocalypse. Guys, if only you could have heard some
My
of
new
the
gamer tag is going to be Proper Apocalypse.
That's
that's
good.
a good one. I was
like
your
it.
boy. It's Konkon. Sitting across from me, the PR man himself.
Proper Apocalypse. Dang it, I can't say it.
That's right.
The Cantina Splicer himself.
Casual Kid.
We'll see you next time.